Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly tarot reading for the week of February 2nd. And this one actually got a lot of decks laid out. We're going to do a pretty extensive reading for tonight. I just feel like there's a lot of things that we need to go through. And first off, this was a very tricky week for both the masculine and the feminine. And I feel the masculine went through a lot more a purging of his childhood traumas and things like that. Like the masculines had a really, really tough time. And, us as the feminine, we've kind of, sat back. We felt that pulling towards him. We felt that kind of edginess that we just felt like we were going to explode. And we came through it and we were okay. And now it's our time to reach out to the masculine and kind of comfort him and, send him lots of love and help him out, because this new moon brought a lot of energy to him, and everything that the feminine was feeling was a result of what was going on with the masculine and all this energy that he was going through and all the purging he was doing. So I've got the regular tarot deck, the Gilded Tarot from Ciro Marchetti out, and I've also got the Energy Oracle, I've got the Romance Angels, and I have a new one, which is the Mermaids and the Dolphins from Doreen Virtue. And I have the rest of the tarot up here. So we'll just see whatever spirit leads, we'll just see where we go with that. But for the masculine side, for the first one for the tarot, I have the Three of Swords, which a lot of times the Three Swords could represent three different people. They could represent, in a relationship reading, could represent a love triangle, a threesome, something like that. But I think in this situation, one sword represents past, present, and then future. And they're all going into his heart, and he's really feeling that strong pull towards going through his problems and improving himself. And with this going on, all these parts of himself that he's discovering and all the things he's discovering about his past, trying to deal with the trauma that he's gone through, has just left him drained. Because you've got this heart, it doesn't show it in this picture, but I know in some cards they show the heart bleeding, and it's just this, he's been jabbed in three different places, and he just feels absolutely just drained of all his energy. His second card is the Eight of Swords reversed, which is him breaking free from all those things that were affecting him. All that aggression, all that anger, all that him putting up a wall and shutting out the world, and his vices and his addictions. This is him breaking free. And this is him no longer being trapped by his thoughts, because those swords represent thoughts, and they represent things that people have thought about him, or he's thought about himself, or he's thought that other people have thought about him. This is him finally getting away from all that after going through such a hard time in dealing with these sort of issues. His third card is the Ace of Wands reversed, which again is this week has left him feeling burned out, and this wand is upside down with the flame going down. He's feeling burned out, and it's not the same as other burnout cards. This is more of, he still got the fire, he still got the passion, but it's less than what it was. Like, it's not completely burned out, but he's just feeling exhausted, and he's feeling drained, and he's just feeling like his creativity just isn't there. He's just kind of going through the motions right now. And his outcome is strength. And this is a strength that he will draw from the feminine. And it shows the woman with the lion. She's going to send that to him and give him that strength for him to get through the week. Because this week is going to be a lot better for him. All these cards are the end of all that struggle that he's gone through. So this intense energy is not going to be so bad for him now that everything's kind of calmed down. The feminine, on the other hand, is balancing out everything she's felt from him, because she's felt that, knowing where it came from and kind of not. And her first card is the Temperance. I do feel that a lot of things have been revealed for the feminine, even more so than a few weeks ago with his childhood traumas. I think that she's realizing a lot more of what he went through, and a lot of it is the masculine strengthening his telepathy skills and showing things to her that he had been through, and she's understanding now where a lot of the moodiness came from. And this is just reminding her to be balanced and to maintain that control spiritually in the relationship at the time, because right now he is going through things. He really needs to be loved and nurtured. Her second card is the Seven of Cups, and I believe in this reading, this represents, these are all the masculine's cups, and she's kind of sitting here staring at them like, oh my gosh, what issue do I deal with first? Because cups deal with emotions, and he's got this anger up here, he's worried about, all this stuff with his thoughts, his finances, he's got this love that he feels, and he's, for the feminine, and this overwhelming love, and then this overwhelming anger at the past and what happened to him as a child. And she's got all these cups sitting here, and she's like, okay, what problem do I deal with first? Because this is about choices. This could also be choices, fantasies, illusions. She's realizing that a lot of these things that she has felt a phobia of as a child, and not knowing where it came from, and knowing it's not past life, some of these things are because of what he went through. For example, if the feminine is watching a news story, and I'll just use this as an example, of a young child taken from an abusive home, and they describe the injuries. And she just gets she just wants to throw the remote and just shut the TV off, and she just gets so upset. And it's more upsetting to her than usual, depending on the degree of what happened to the child in the story. She's realizing that a lot of things that she has gotten upset about out of nowhere are things that have happened to masculine in his childhood. A lot of these things could be certain types of abuse, whether it be abuse by spanking, abuse by slapping, abuse by withholding food. The feminine could also be very food insecure and have no reason for it, and have no past life reason for it. And that could come from the masculine being deprived of food as a punishment as a child. And, look back at some of these things and think about, why does this topic get me more upset than other topics? Usually these are things that the masculine has gone through in his childhood, and we're feeling the effects of that. Her third card is the Four of Swords. It's the much needed card of rest, of disconnecting, of pulling away. And she did that last week with a lot of her social connections. Just people just constantly seemed like they were just going on and on about things. And at the time, she's dealing with the masculine's thoughts and the masculine's kind of jarbled telepathy. I mean, I'm kind of seeing it as she's hearing things, and she's trying to say, hey, clear up your messages a little more. I'm not understanding. There was a lot of chaos in the masculine, and she's just finally is like, okay, I need to disconnect. I need to shut him off. I need to disconnect. I need to go, and I need to rest. So a lot of that was going on, and this is a week she's going to rest from this. And this could mean, watching trashy TV if that's what makes you happy. If you want to watch something just to distract yourself, or get lost in a good romance book, or, some sort of dumb reality TV show or something like that. Just disconnect for a little bit. The masculine is working on clearing up his telepathy and clearing up his communication with her. It's kind of like if you think about a police radio, you think about when something's going on that's chaotic and the officer is trying to communicate with his dispatcher. He has to speak clearly and calmly, even though he's got all hell breaking loose around him. And that's what the masculine needs to keep in mind. when he's calling out for help and he's calling to the feminine, you know, you got to do it from a calm, controlled place of love. Otherwise, the message is going to get jarbled. And the feminine, we're going to tune you out. We're going to end up tuning you out because we just can't hear you. Now, her outcome is the Lovers, which is her support of him and her giving love to him and strengthening him and helping him recover from everything that he has gone through in the past week. And for the relationship, first card for that is the Eight of Cups, and this is them leaving behind all those cups that she had over here in the Seven. Just leaving them behind, saying, you know what, both of them are walking away from it. They're moving on to something greater. And the second card is the Six of Wands, which brings good news and it brings victory. So they've overcome all this. They've overcome all this purging and all this crazy energy that was coming up. I'm going to do, we'll do a mermaid and dolphin for the masculine. And this is you are being helped. It says, heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see the results yet. And this is just relating to the strength card. It means that you've got this strength behind you. You've got the guides and the angels and the feminine helping with all this process. For her, it's the yes card. Your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So feminine, if you, while hearing this reading, if you had a question come up, the answer to it is yes. This is a confirmation. And this is also, a lot of us were thinking, is this the masculine trying to come through? Is the masculine trying to communicate? Are all these dreams I'm having and all these visions I'm having, is this real? Yes, right here. It's a definite yes. Now for the romance angels, oh wow, this is a good one. Romance angels for him, it's heart-to-heart conversations. Again, it's the telepathy. It's strengthening your communication. It's strengthening that bond. That's strengthening that connection that you have with the feminine. And it's really, really working on the telepathy, trying to get yourself in a quiet place and not trying to communicate out of panic, just keeping from a calm, loving place. And this is for the feminine. It's true love, which is another confirmation that things are going in the right direction, that it's true love, that it says this is the romance of a lifetime, which is absolutely true. Okay. I've got an energy oracle card for the masculine, which is a victory. So victory over all this crap that he's been going through, all this pain and suffering and chaos. This is a victory card. You've made it through, you've gotten through, and now you see the light. And for her, I'm seeing a contract, which could be, in this type of situation, it just could be committing. It could be a spiritual contract. It could be committing to your role as the feminine in the relationship. I'm not seeing this in this reading as something legal as far as everything goes. So this is just keeping up with her end of the bargain, her keeping up with the contract of keeping things going. Pull another tarot, and I've got the Ten of Swords. This is the one I was thinking about when I was mentioning burnout. Reaching the end was this Ten of Swords, but this is in the reverse position. So this is just saying, yep, I'm done, I'm burnt out, I've had enough, but things are getting better. So this is actually a very good card for overall outcome. So I wanted to discuss, the song of the week was interesting. I had to actually listen to it a couple times to really understand what the message was. The song is called Silent Running from Mike and the Mechanics. It's an old 80s song. And in the song, the singer is saying, can you hear me? Can you hear me calling? Can you hear me calling you? And a lot of the other lyrics have to do with fighting, and it's kind of fear-based and things like that. But I'm not seeing that in this situation. I'm seeing more of what the song keeps repeating of "Can you hear me?" Don't get too caught up in all the lyrics of the song, just the main chorus parts, and it's that that communication with the masculine and the feminine. So I'm gonna give you guys a shot of what the entire spread looks like, if you can see it. Let me go up a little higher. There we go. Okay, that's where we're at. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I had to move my phone around a little bit. It's a big spread. We did a big one today. I found this picture too. It's actually really cute. This is what the masculine looked like after his insane week. Cute little picture. All right. I will see you guys next week. Have an awesome week. And I will see you Monday for the Energy Oracle reading. God bless you. Have a good evening and namaste.